All right, let's dive in. Today we're getting you prepped for an ammunition shop manager interview. We've got some really cool guides from RoleCatcher, a career guide that kind of maps out the whole job, and an interview guide. This one's got all sorts of potential questions, so get ready because let me tell you, this isn't your typical retail gig.
Not at all. It's a really interesting mix. Business savvy, product knowledge, and regulations, lots of regulations. So we're going to help you really show off those skills and make sure you impress that potential employer.
Perfect. And the career guide actually breaks down the skills and responsibilities across different career stages so you can see how things progress. And it's definitely not just about selling ammo. There's inventory, customer service, staff training, security. Wow, there's a lot to it.
There is. So highlighting those diverse skills is key. And the interview guide has some tough questions, but they're really chances to shine. Because remember, the interviewer wants to see if you can handle all those different parts of this role.
Okay, so let's jump right into the interview guide. First question is, what inspired you to pursue a career as an ammunition shop manager? Seems simple enough, but how do we make an answer really stand out?
Yeah, you got to think beyond just saying, I like guns. Connect that passion to specific things about the job. Maybe it's that you're fascinated by all the technical details of ammunition, or maybe you're really dedicated to responsible gun ownership, or even that you want to build a successful business within a niche market like this one.
Okay, I see what you mean. So let's say someone has experience with competitive shooting,
Yeah.
or they're a hunter. Could they bring that into their answer?
Absolutely. It shows firsthand knowledge and a genuine interest. It goes beyond the surface. Just remember to tie it back to skills that matter, like precision, safety awareness, or understanding what those customers really need.
That makes sense. Okay, so next question of the guide is this. What experience do you have working in a retail or customer service environment?
Hmm.
I'm guessing they're looking for more than just listing your past jobs, right?
Exactly. You got to go deeper. This is where you use the STAR method: situation, task, action, result. So you describe a specific scenario where you really excelled, and you highlight the task you were given, the actions you took, and the positive outcome. Did you calm down a frustrated customer, resolve a complex inventory issue, or did you create a system that really boosted sales? Think about those things.
That's a great tip. I can already see how that would make a much stronger impression. Okay, let's tackle this one. How do you ensure your store is compliant with all federal and state regulations regarding the sale of firearms and ammunition? I feel like a pretty high-stakes question.
Oh, it is. And it's your chance to prove you know your stuff and show that you're committed to doing things the right way. So be prepared to discuss specific regulations like background checks, using ATF Form 4473, secure storage procedures, and aid restrictions.
Makes sense. What about follow-up questions, though? Like, what if they ask, what would you do if you suspected someone was attempting to purchase a firearm illegally?
There you go. They're testing your ethics and how you handle tough situations. So explain your process for verifying information, flagging anything suspicious, and working with law enforcement. Make sure you emphasize your commitment to upholding the law and keeping the public safe.
Okay, that level of detail really shows you understand the job. Wow. This is pretty intense, but in a good way, I think.
Exactly. Preparation is key. And that's where RoleCatcher's AI can really help.
Oh, yeah. Tell me more about that.
Their AI actually analyzes the job description and gives you tailored suggestions for your answers. It can even simulate follow-up questions specific to being an ammunition shop manager, so you're never caught off guard.
Wow, so it's like having a practice interview with an expert, someone who knows exactly what this employer is looking for.
Precisely. And it even gives you feedback on how you're speaking so you can get more confident.
That's awesome. Okay, back to the interview guide. Next question is, how do you manage inventory to ensure that the store always has the necessary products in stock? I'm guessing this is more than just knowing what to order.
Right. Think about the challenges specific to ammo, all the different calibers, how you have to store them, seasonal demand, all of it. So you'll want to discuss how you forecast, track sales, and build relationships with suppliers.
I see. What about when you have back orders or supply chain problems?
Yeah.
Especially with ammo. Availability can be so unpredictable.
That's a great point, and they might ask you about that, so be ready. You want to discuss how you stay ahead of those issues, maybe by working with multiple suppliers, having a system for prioritizing orders, or even just clearly communicating any delays to customers.
So it's about being resourceful and keeping customers happy even when things go wrong.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Now we're looking at the people management side of things. Here's the question. How do you ensure that your employees are trained on all store policies and procedures, including safety protocols and customer service standards? They're definitely looking for a strong leader here.
They are. So describe how you approach training from the very beginning to ongoing development. Mention specific methods like hands-on demonstrations, role-playing, even regular knowledge checks. Don't just say you'll train them, show them exactly how you'll do it effectively.
Okay, that makes sense. I bet they'll have follow-up questions about this too, like how do you handle an employee who keeps violating safety protocols? Or what's your process for addressing customer complaints about an employee?
Those are perfect examples, so be ready to demonstrate how you enforce rules fairly, address performance issues constructively, and protect the store's reputation, but also, the well-being of your team.
All right, deep breaths, everyone, because this next one is from the potentially awkward category. How do you handle difficult customers or situations that arise in the store? This one feels like it could go in so many directions.
It could, and that's the point. They want to see you stay calm, de-escalate things, and put safety first, above everything else. So think about scenarios like frustrated customers, disagreements about store policies, or even potentially dangerous situations.
Okay, so what if a customer is being completely unreasonable? How do you respond without making things worse, especially when emotions are running high?
Active listening is so important. You got to acknowledge their concerns, even if you don't agree with them. You might say, I understand you're frustrated and I want to help find a solution, and emphasize that you're committed to good customer service, but in a safe and respectful way.
I see. What about if a customer is armed and starts getting agitated? That adds a whole other layer of complexity.
Absolutely. In that case, safety comes first, no question. You might need to alert other staff without making a big scene. Use de-escalation techniques that you've been trained on. And if you have to, contact the authorities. But your priority is always the safety of yourself, your staff, and everyone else in the store.
Wow, that's a lot to handle. I'm really starting to get it now. This deep dive is making me realize all the challenges that come with being an ammunition shop manager. It's so much more than just knowing about guns and ammo.
It really is. It's a unique combination of business skills, people skills, and understanding all the legal and ethical stuff that comes with the role.
All right, we've still got more ground to cover, so let's keep diving into these interview questions.
Okay, you ready for more? Let's try this one. How do you stay up to date on industry trends and changes, and how you incorporate these into your business strategy?
Okay, so it's not just knowing the newest ammo. It's about seeing a bigger picture, right?
Exactly. They want to see you're proactive, always learning. So you could mention trade publications like shooting industry or firearms news, conferences like the SOT show, even online forums, places where you can talk shop with other professionals.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you talk about how you keep track of new laws or tech changes, even shifts in what customers are looking for.
Precisely. And don't just list where you get info. Give specific examples of how you actually use that knowledge. Maybe you adjusted your inventory because concealed carry got popular, or you implemented new security measures based on what the industry is doing. You could even talk about an educational campaign you ran on social media, something about responsible gun ownership.
Okay, I get it, showing you're not just following trends. You're using what you learned to make your business better. Right, next question. How do you ensure that your store is competitive with other firearms and ammunition retailers in the area? This is like, what's your edge?
Right. It is. Think about what makes you unique, what sets you apart. Is it your customer service, your expertise, specialized inventory? Maybe you have strong ties to the community. You could even offer gunsmithing, safety courses, or partner with local ranges.
Those are great ideas. It's all about showing your strengths, highlighting what makes you stand out from the crowd. Okay, back to employee management for a sec. Here's the question. How do you prioritize and delegate tasks to your team to ensure that all store operations run smoothly? This is about leadership and organization, I think.
It is. So think about the main functions in an ammo shop. Sales, inventory, compliance, customer service, security, all of it. Describe your system for assigning tasks, setting expectations, providing support, and tracking progress. Do you hold regular team meetings? Use task management software? How do you decide who does what based on their strengths?
So it's more than just barking orders. It's creating a system that works.
Exactly. And be ready for follow-ups, like how do you handle conflict on your team, or what about performance reviews? They want to know you can create a good work environment and deal with problems professionally.
Okay, next up. How do you measure the success of your store, and what metrics do you use to track progress over time? Here come the numbers.
Yeah, this is your chance to show off your business smarts. Go beyond just sales. Talk about key indicators like inventory turnover, customer acquisition cost, average transaction value, even online engagement metrics if you've got a website or social media.
So you could say something like, I track customer retention to see how loyal people are
Yeah.
and to figure out where we can improve our service. I also analyze sales data to spot
Yeah.
trends and adjust our inventory.
Perfect. Be specific. Use numbers to back up your points. Instead of saying, I increased sales, say, I started a loyalty program that boosted repeat purchases by 15%. Details like that make a big impact.
Nice. I'm feeling like a data-driven ammo shop manager already. Before we move on, can we talk more about RoleCatcher's AI tools? You said they can help tailor answers for specific jobs.
Oh, absolutely. One of the best things is their question database. It's got tons of ammo-specific questions, stuff you might actually get asked in an interview.
So it's not just general advice. It's made for this industry.
Exactly. And their AI can even suggest examples from the industry, things you can put right into your answers to sound more knowledgeable and experienced. Plus, they've got feedback on how you're talking to help you refine your style.
That's really cool, like having a secret weapon for interview prep. Okay, back to the guide. This one focuses on customer interactions. Describe a time when you had to deal with a challenging customer. How did you handle the situation? Seems like they're testing your problem-solving and people skills.
They are, so pick a story that shows you staying calm, listening, and finding a solution, one that keeps the customer happy while still following store policies.
Okay, but what if that tough customer was also armed? How do you handle that?
That's a great question, and it reminds us that safety is paramount. In that situation, de-escalation is even more important. You might say something like, I understand your concern, and I want to make sure we address it safely and respectfully. Stay calm. Use non-threatening body language, and avoid anything that could seem confrontational. That's key.
Wow, that's a lot to remember under pressure. Are there specific de-escalation techniques that could help?
Absolutely. Things like active listening, acknowledging their emotions, finding common ground, those can be really effective. Like you could say, I can see that you're frustrated and I want to make sure I understand your perspective.
Hmm.
By showing empathy and that you're there to help, you can often calm things down and work towards a solution.
This deep dive is really opening my eyes to what it takes to be an ammunition shop manager. It's so much more than I thought.
It really is. It's a unique blend of business skills, interpersonal skills, and a deep understanding of the legal and ethical responsibilities.
Okay, let's keep going. What other challenging questions are waiting for us in this guide? All right, we've covered so much, but this interview guide's even more. This next question is kind of interesting. How would you describe your management style? Feels pretty open-ended, which could be good or bad, I guess.
Yeah, it is, but that just means you get to show off how well you know yourself.
Yeah.
And what your leadership style is like. So think about the key qualities of a great ammunition shop manager. Organized, detail-oriented, safety-conscious, customer-focused, all that. Do you like to collaborate, get your team involved in decisions, or are you more structured, with clearly defined roles and responsibilities?
Okay, so finding that balance between leading the team and making everyone feel valued.
Exactly. And don't forget, the career guide mentions social perceptiveness and negotiation. Those are important in this role. So talk about how you read people, understand what motivates them, how you handle all those little interpersonal things that come up at work.
I like that, being a leader who can inspire people, but also navigate those tricky situations. All right, let's try this one. What steps would you take to improve the profitability of the store? I feel like this is where they want to see your business skills.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So think about what drives profitability. More sales, managing costs, and having the right inventory. But don't just give them generic ideas. Be specific to an ammo shop.
So you could talk about starting a loyalty program to get repeat customers, negotiating better deals with suppliers, or maybe offering more variety to attract different types of customers, like hunters, sport shooters, collectors, right?
Those are great examples. And remember, numbers are powerful. If you can quantify how you've boosted profits in the past, even in a different job, mention it.
Awesome. Feeling like I could run a profitable ammo shop already.
Mm-hmm.
But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's talk about one last question. It's from the interview guide, and it's this. Why should we hire you for this position? This is the big sell yourself moment.
It is time to bring it all together. Your passion for the industry, your experience, your skills, and your commitment to doing great work. Show how your strengths match what they're looking for. Make it clear why you're the best person for the job.
So reiterate your focus on safety and compliance, your ability to manage inventory and lead a team. Talk about how you understand the customers and stay on top of industry trends.
Exactly. And end strong, with confidence and enthusiasm. Express how excited you are about the opportunity. Make sure they remember you as the right choice.
All right, I'm feeling pumped and ready to nail that interview. Before we wrap up, I want to emphasize something we talked about earlier. RoleCatcher's AI tools are so helpful for interview prep. They can personalize your answers, simulate those tough follow-up questions, and give you feedback. It's like having a secret advantage.
Totally agree. In today's job market, using tech like that can really make a difference.
Okay, so our top 3 takeaways for anyone prepping for an ammunition shop manager interview. Know your stuff, showcase your skills, and use tools like RoleCatcher to practice.
And remember, the more you prepare, the more confident you'll be. Go in there ready to show off your passion and expertise.
That's a wrap on our deep dive into the world of ammunition shop managers. We've gone through industry insights, interview tips, everything, so you should be well equipped to impress any employer. Best of luck out there, and we'll catch you on the next deep dive.